Boom, shaka, laka, boom. You're tuned in to the Free Range Human Show of Choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards. I am live here on 103.9 FM WYAB, streaming worldwide at WYAB.com, as well as the TuneIn app and Alexa. Just search WYAB. We are also, or I am also, in 4K video on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble at Save JXN. I did tweak the Rumble page, so you can just type in Save Jackson, Save JXN, and find it there too. I've got some fancy new graphics being designed for the online platform, make it look a little more professional and stuff, so I needed everything to be consistent. So that's what we're going to do there. The Mazda of Jackson phone line this morning, if you want to chime in, talk about anything, get anything off your chest, is 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. Hope to hear from you all this morning. It's a rainy, nasty day out there on the road, so be careful if you're out there, especially if you're driving through Jackson. You know, people in Jackson cannot drive. It doesn't matter what they're driving. If it has a Hinds County plate on it, it's usually a pretty bad driver. Just take my word on that. I see it every day. I knows what I'm talkings about. Man, I took the day off yesterday just to kind of reset my brain a little, man. The last couple of weeks, last month has just been intense. Election. Chockway, Jody, Ayran. Election. Chockway, Jody, Ayran. I just did not want to spend my Sunday doing show prep. I just wanted to detox a little bit. I binged watched a bunch of behind the musics and music documentaries in general, just to clear my head a little bit, and went to bed about 9:30 Sunday night, woke up about 7:30 Monday. So I got a good 10 hours sleep, woke up, just drank some coffee and chilled, watched some YouTube videos, and I ran a bunch of errands and I accomplished a lot yesterday, but man, it was just nice to kind of mentally clear the deck a little bit after all that's been going on. Cause you know, for the last 4 years, the goal of this show in some form, fashion, or another is to at least felt like, let me steal Jameson's show name here, I put up a good fight for standing up for what I believed in and trying to bring awareness to what was going on in the city of Jackson, unlike in a way that only I thought I was able to do. With the way I tend to articulate things and being a bull in a china shop. And I think we accomplished that. We 100% accomplished that. We got us to a new president. We're going to make America great again. Now, I don't take any credit for any of that stuff, but what I wanted to do when I started this was know that I did something. I didn't want to look back and say, well, I had such and such job and I couldn't rock the boat, because this, that, and the other. Can't let people know I'm a Trump supporter. I can't call crazy out. I just got to accept that crazy's crazy and there's nothing I can do about it. I didn't want to do that. And I'm not saying that if y'all did that you're wrong. I'm not saying that either. Everybody has to do what they think is best for them and their family. I was in a little different situation where I didn't have quite the boat anchor of a mortgage around my neck and some other things. So it gave me a little bit of flexibility to be able to exercise my First Amendment just a little bit more than most. And I was going to call out the trans stuff. I was going to call out anything that I thought went against what I felt was normal, or if it felt like it was an attack on my sensibilities. So that's what I did. That's what we did on the national stage. I think that we were a voice for people who wanted to be able to say the things that I was saying. They kind of lived vicariously through this show and some of the other ones here on this radio station. Kim Wade and Jameson Haygood and Mike Madison and some of the other hosts that have cycled through here over the years. We said the things they were thinking. Even if we didn't teach them anything new, I think people enjoy knowing that there's people out there that think the same way they do. It's reassuring, a little bit of a pack mentality of sort, because you have this whole world, every media outlet in the world constantly telling you that you're the crazy person, that if you don't want to take that vaccine, you want to kill grandma. You don't trust the science. Or, speaking of trust in the science, same people who who will call you Putin Hitler if you don't think men should be able to play women's sports. They'll just attack you and they'll try to cost you your livelihood and everything, all because you're like, well, he has a penis. He does not need to be playing with my daughter. People have died for less, much less. So the gaslighting from the mainstream media over the years, that's how I exist. There was a vacuum created by people being afraid to say the things that needed to be said. That's why WYAB exists. And all the mainstream media outlets, even a ton of the independent creator outlets, the second you disagree with anything they say, you're whatever the worst thing in the history of humans are. That's why they always go straight to Hitler. Anytime you disagree with them, oh, you're Hitler. Fascism, racism, Marxism. You know what's funny is they never call us Marxists because they're the Marxists. We call them, they call us fascists. We call them Marxists. Then bring it back here on a local level. And I got a bunch of stuff I want to talk about today, but I want to get this off my chest a little bit. This is unplanned. Opening monologue here. Then on the local level, which actually got all this started, was the Save Jackson page and just taking pictures of abandoned buildings. And I'm not going to do a long diatribe about this. Most of y'all know my history. When the opportunity to start this radio show came about, it was two things. I said, man, I just want to make it 4 years. If I can somehow keep enough sponsors, and if I got to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just enough, I got to get us to a new president, and felt like I did my part, that I didn't just stand still. There's that saying that says, whatever you're doing right now is exactly what you would have been doing. Let me reset that a little bit. People always like to talk about if they had been alive during World War II, what they would have done. I'd have been kicking some Nazi ass. I'd have been fighting the fascists. I'd have been doing this. I'd have been doing that. Whatever you're doing right now is exactly what you would have been doing then. Probably not anything. I wanted to be one of the people who stood up and became a voice. Gave my daughters something to be proud of. That's my daddy. That's what I wanted to do. So I wanted 4 years. It was almost like I didn't get to join the military. I'm deaf in one ear and half blind in one eye. They would not have me. And I'm not comparing this to military service by no stretch of the imagination. Please don't take it that way. But I wanted to at least feel like I sacrificed all I could for common sense and country for 4 years. And I'm not going anywhere, by the way. This ain't leading nowhere. I'm just getting this off my chest. So then the Jackson stuff. It was a 2-prong attack. We wanted to attack Joe Biden and that administration and do our best to get Donald Trump or whomever the Republican candidate was going to be. Anybody but Nikki Haley. Would never have voted for Nikki Haley. Well, I say not anybody, but there's a lot of them I wouldn't have voted for. Anyway, to get a decent president back in office. We won the lottery there. Trump and Vance. Boom, shakalaka, boom. And it was to see Jackson through to a new mayor and to hopefully somehow, some way, someday get to see Chokwe Antar Lumumba in handcuffs doing the perp walk. Doing the perp walk. Doing the perp walk. Well, of course, if you're actually doing it right, your handcuffs you're kind of stuck. You're more like this. If you're watching on video, you can see that. If you're not, I'm sorry. Anyway, looks like we're going to accomplish that. We're going to get rid of Jody Owens simultaneously. We've got rid of one crooked, corrupt, city councilwoman Angelique Lee. Looks like we're going to get rid of another alleged crooked, corrupt city councilman in Ayran Banks. We're going to get rid of the mayor, and we're going to get rid of the DA, who threw a perfectly good cop in jail for no damn reason in Anthony Fox. The George Soros-funded DA, Jody Owens. So, I say all that to say, somebody asked me in the comments, where were you yesterday? I'm explaining. I took a day off, I took the weekend off, plus Monday, to just reset my brain a little bit, because all that I've been interested in, especially since the 1st of November, has been this election and all the chaos leading up to the election. It consumed all of us, right? Just everything. Then, of course, the Jackson stuff. The indictments came down 2 days later. And we didn't breathe here. I mean, there were some days, especially through that election whirlwind, I got like 2 hours sleep. My body needed to catch up. More so than anything, my mind. I was like, I needed a cleansing a little bit. So if you're just tuning in, I binge watched, I think, every Behind the Music ever over the last 2 days. Just like, I want something completely non-political just to get in my brain a little bit. So when I go read the news and read the politics stuff, I'm looking at it from a different point of view, I guess. All right. Appreciate y'all letting me get that off my chest there. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. The Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. The Mazda of Jackson phone line is 601-879-0002. When we come back, let's dive into it. We're going to give a couple JPD officers that effed around and found a couple former JPD officers. My source says they've been fired. I haven't been able to confirm or deny that yet. But fired or not fired, they're getting the FAFO championship this morning for what they did Saturday morning in Jackson. Absolutely disgusting, and it's a poop stain on what was left of this city's legacy and JPD's legacy. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We will be right back after this break on WYAB. All right, guys, we're in commercial break right now. Let's see here. Alan Ladd, no, definitely not the first tag team champions. Definitely not the first. There have been plenty combination winners, I promise. But first cop tag team championships for sure. I'm pulling up my show notes here where I got all my links and everything. Y'all bear with me just a second. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. Let me get y'all up on the screen. Get y'all's comments up there. Y'all part of the show. Y'all be sure to hit like, subscribe, share, man. Wherever you're watching this, hit that share button for your boy. If you're on X, Twitter, especially YouTube or Facebook, man, please hit share there. Drop a comment, even if you're just saying hey or go to hell. Either one. It helps the algorithm. Let's get some more people in here. When that chat gets off the chain is when this gets real fun. Let's see here. Joey says, we had a prominent gift flower shop here. Featured two men on a wedding registry getting married. I called it out and didn't get the first comment. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Not a word. People are scared. They shouldn't be. We're winning, baby. We're winning. We 100% winning. Good morning, Kristen. Good morning, Matt. Farrah. Robert. I mean, we just gave the country a mandate. We won the popular vote, too. We're so back, baby. We're back. And they're mad about it. They big mad. The cuck MSNBC host had to go down to Mar-a-Lago and kiss the ring of Donald Trump the other day We're going to have some fun here this morning. When it's just me in the studio, I get to be the crazy person I like to be. Now, bear with me, man. I'm getting everything set up here during the break. It takes a minute to get it all done. I appreciate y'all's patience. Like, the one thing that sucks about streaming a radio show live is, what do you do during the commercial breaks? So, y'all bear with it, brother. I'm going to read some of y'all's comments on there. Y'all actually got some good stuff this morning. Y'all always have good stuff. We're going to hit some of y'all's stuff up here in a minute. Let's see here. Fred, I-20 was all right, just moving a little slow. Nothing crazy. Good morning to everybody. I appreciate all y'all. Eric, Don, Chris, Barb, Michael. Thank all y'all for tuning in this morning. Fred. I think this is the last commercial of this set. Yep. Breaking rules when necessary. You know, man, I made that up. I was sitting in, I remember exactly where I was. I was on Crossgates Boulevard, and I was sitting behind, right, if Great Daniels Ford would be to my right, I was heading like towards 80. And to my left is Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and all that, just stuck at that red light right there. And I saw a bumper sticker that says something about breaking rules when necessary, but it didn't say it quite in that exact phrase. But in my mind, somehow I read it, breaking rules when necessary. I was like, man, I like that. And it was like 2 days before the show is supposed to start. I had another catchphrase. I don't even remember what it was. Maybe been something Save Jackson. I don't know. But I reached out to my graphic design artist. I said, we got to make a quick edit. I want the logo and I want breaking rules when necessary. You know, y'all may, if you follow me online, you may notice that I never type that phrase out. I do FAFO and all my other little catchphrases sometimes, joking around. I don't know how to spell the word necessary without having to cheat. So it's like Nessary, I guess. And like, did I get it right that time? It's like just naturally, I don't know how to spell necessary. That JPS education coming back to haunt me. Hey guys, if you were looking for somewhere great to eat lunch today, I got 2 locations to tell you about. One place, 2 locations. Pick your preferred one. El Potrillo Mexican Restaurant and Cantina right there in 042 Brandon, located directly in front of Crossgates neighborhood. Or if you're over in the Flowwood, Dogwood area, there's one right there in front of Dogwood, right on the main Lakeland Drive entrance there. You can't miss it. It's almost just about half a block away from our other great friends over at Burgers Blues Barbecue right there. Easy to find, like I said, over there at Dick's Sporting Goods side of Dogwood. Man, swing by, get some of their great authentic Mexican food. I'm a fajitas guy, but I have been trying the Taco it's not El Patron, it's Taco El Carbone. The Taco El Carbone is basically like a pre-made fajita is what it is. So good. Get by there and grab you one of their daily lunch specials available from 11 to 2. Save you a little bit of money there. They even got fajitas on the lunch special. Between fajitas and some chips and salsa, you and your date can eat for about $10. I'm just saying. You know, depending if times are tight. I know this Joe Biden economy has been tough on all of us. And hey, if you want to splurge, try the grande fajitas or whatever they call them. It's like the super ones, the fajita supreme. Got the shrimp. It's got chorizo. I love that chorizo sausage. Of course, it's got steak and chicken. Look, I don't have to tell you all about Mexican food. You know what you like. We've been eating Mexican food is authentic Mississippi food. We have made it our own. We love fried chicken and Mexican food in Mississippi. Barbecue's in third place. Real talk. I think barbecue is in third place behind Mexican food. Like fried food's number one, Mexican food number two, and then barbecue. We love our Mexican food here. Our southwestern flair Mexican food, southwest food. Anyway, check them out. They're good folks, man. Really good folks. Family owned and operated. That is El Patrio in Brandon on Highway 80, right there in front of Cross Gates, and, of course, in Dogwood. Tell them I sent you. We're going to have a Clay Edwards Show FAFO lunch at the Mexican restaurant soon, by the way. I'm going to put that together. I would like to do it next Friday, but that's Thanksgiving. Maybe we can put it together this Friday. Let's see. Let me work on it after the show. That would be fun. This rowdy crew at a Mexican restaurant, boy, they may have to call the cops. We're going to have some fun. All right, well, man, let's jump into the news here because I can sit here and talk about Mexican food all day long. Somebody said, David said, there's not any Mexican food in Mississippi. It's from Cisco. Well, hey, look, it's made by Mexican people. Therefore, it is Mexican food. All right. Just give me some rice with some queso on it. And I like that. Some of them got that spicy homemade. They have the regular sauce, but they also have a spicy salsa that they give you with certain dishes like tacos, al carbone, and street tacos sometimes. Man, I always get some of that too to mix it in. Come on down, young son. Let's jump into it, guys. I was at the hair salon yesterday visiting with my lady friend, helping her set up her new phone, and I got a breaking news story that I had to read 3 times to make sure I was seeing it right. Because every now and then, even I get surprised when I see stuff. I'm like, no, I didn't just read that. I did not just read that. But I had just read that. A disgusting headline coming out of Jackson yesterday that read, simply put, Jackson officers, as in plural, more than one, passed the scene of a deadly crash without rendering aid, Chief Wade says. And I'm going to tell you, man, Chief Wade is a good man. He really is, because I believe, this is speculation on my part, I don't have nothing to back this up other than the resume. I believe the previous chief would have just never said anything. Never said anything. We wouldn't even know this had happened. So I appreciate Chief Wade falling on the sword yesterday. It takes a man to do what he did yesterday. And he inherited, I'm telling you, he inherited a dumpster fire at JPD full of a bunch of woke diversity hires, lazy woke diversity hires. Now, yes, there are some good cops there. And if you're one of those, I'm not talking to you. Thank you for your service. I'm not talking to you. About maybe 20% of them, 30% of them, y'all good folks. Thank you for what you do. You've been tasked with a job that is tough enough when they let you do it right. But then with the handcuffs of Chakwe Enter Lumumba strapped upon you, it's 10 times tougher. So thank you for what you do. Let's listen to the chief, and it should come as no surprise to any of y'all. I got a lot of thoughts about this.
Good afternoon. To echo what the mayor just stated, I want to extend my prayers, thoughts, and condolences to the family of Tina.
Hold that thought. I gotta reset this real quick, guys. I apologize. The online audience can't hear it if I don't do this. I know this makes for terrible radio having to do this in the middle of this, but they're a big part of our audience too, and we have to take care of them as well. All right, here we go. My apologies.
To echo what the mayor just stated, I want to extend my prayers, thoughts, and condolences to the family of Tina Carter Sawyer, 35-year-old female. She lost her life during a motor vehicle accident late Friday night, early Saturday morning. Based on our investigation, the vehicle was traveling at a very high rate of speed on Suncrest. The vehicle crashed, immediately was engulfed in flames, and was literally divided. The impact was so high. The issue that brought it to my attention, of course, the fatality aspect of it, But during our investigation, we observed a JPD vehicle passing that location shortly after the accident. When I have more questions than answers during an investigation, then I'm going to always err on the side of caution. We immediately launched an internal affairs investigation. I reached out to NBI on Saturday. We spoke on Saturday. We spoke on Sunday. And we're going to be meeting face-to-face today. Because my question is, there are questionable actions, but more importantly, there are inactions during this situation. We are trying to build something special here at the Jackson Police Department. If it was a pursuit, then it was a pursuit. But your questionable actions and your inactions will not be tolerated by me.
All right, so he suggested right there that it could have been a pursuit. Well, as you know, Jackson has a no pursuit policy. So you have a no pursuit policy, you pursue, they wreck, and then you just drive on out of there. Not my job today. Not my job today. Yeah, it was Saturday morning, Sunday night, that, let me X out of there so I can see the story here, that a red Cadillac SUV was driving at an extremely high rate of speed around 5 a.m. Saturday morning when it left the road, crashed into a tree on the corner of Sunset Drive and Cooper Road and caught fire. According to JPD, the vehicle driver was Tina Sawyer, 35 years old. She died at the scene. According to Chief Wade right there, in case you couldn't hear it, the volume was a little low on that, said that the car veered off the road and hit a tree so hard that it sounded like it broke the car in half, if I'm understanding what he said correctly, and burst into flames. So the car exploded. The lady, I don't know. I'm going to speculate. Most likely dead on impact. Probably didn't suffer a lick. However, it's not your job to decide if she died on impact. It's your job to stop and do what you're supposed to do. You don't know if there's anybody else in the vehicle. Now that I really play this out loud, I made a video about it that I posted last night on my YouTube channel and put it on Facebook this morning, where I took a deep dive into it. I wasn't even thinking about the possibility of there being other people in the vehicle past just the driver. That infuriates me. I feel like I'm saying that word wrong. Anyway, the thought of that. And look, y'all know, if you've lived and driven around Jackson enough, I get pictures and videos from you guys all the time. I see it with my own eyes. Regularly and often, you'll see a wreck on the roads in Jackson. And I don't just mean the interstate either. I mean on the roads in Jackson. You'll see, and it'd be bad enough. And I've watched JPD ride right by. Not my job. Shift change. Ain't doing it. Come on, man. I mean, at least put the blue lights up so people can see that there's a wreck and they don't get T-boned, rear-ended, or sideswiped by somebody out here in the middle of the road. So when I heard about this, it was like, paint me not shocked. Paint me shockwade. So I got a text from somebody last night that said that they have been fired. It was a man and a woman cop. I'm not sure if they were in two different units or if they were in one unit and riding around as a team. They were supposed to be on paid, suspended with pay, administrative leave. So I don't know if they've technically been fired. The text I got said fired. I think that, I'm conflicted. I don't know. If anybody knows, could there be any kind of charges you could press on them for this? I mean, look, here's my other thing, and I'm going to flip the script here a little bit. I don't have a problem. I mean, like, I don't really lack sympathy. Or let me rephrase that. I'm saying that backwards. I lack sympathy for people who are running from the cops and kill themselves. I do. I lack sympathy for them. I mean, you hate for anybody to die. I have sympathy for their families. But I'm not going to sit here and cry a tear about somebody driving at 100 miles an hour or so down Suncrest Drive in a subdivision, in a residential area that could have killed anybody else, some innocent person. Y'all know that always happens. Some innocent people always get killed by these idiots running from cops. That's kind of why they have these no pursuit policies, which I disagree with. If you listen to this radio show long enough, you know we hadn't talked about it in a while because there really ain't been many that have made the news anyway. If that's true and it was a pursuit, she FAFO'd. And then the cops FAFO too because they didn't stop. Just a bad situation. Jacksonians, y'all better thank your lucky stars that Tate Reeves and the legislature got y'all Capitol Police. I can't fathom how bad Jackson would be if JPD was still the only police force in that city. I still think, until I'm proven wrong, I still think Chief Wade is the man to fix it. But he has got some house cleaning he's got to do. He has got some DEI recipients that need to go. DEI needs a DIE. Terrible situation in Jackson. The audacity of this city to call itself the city with soul. It's the city without a soul. We're going to take a break real quick. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. I want to read some of your comments and stuff on this. I want to see where you guys are at. You got any thoughts? Call in. The Mazda of Jackson phone line is 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. We'll be right back. All right, man, let's check out some of y'all's comments here in the break real quick. Look, don't forget, guys, swing by my shop online at buyfafo.com, buyfafo.com, and I got the gray FAFO shirts in stock. I've got to reorder some black today. I know my boy Michael's listening. Michael, I'm calling you when I get off the show. We're out of a few sizes in black. But, of course, we do have the black one in stock as well in most sizes. We've got the all-new logo, the Cartag logo. And we've got hoodies, both designs, in stock, ready to ship. These things have been popular. Now that it's starting to cool off just a little bit, of course, it's 80 degrees this morning. I wore my little thin hoodie this morning, but anyway, every purchase comes with a free sticker. Actually, I throw in 2 stickers in every bag. You know, if you just want to buy a sticker, I'll do 2 for $5. DM me, shoot me a Cash App, whatever, and I'll mail you a couple stickers. I usually always give people more than they pay for, but it was just say 2. When inventory gets low, it goes back to 2, but it's usually 3 or 4 stickers. All right. Let's see. Michael saying, that's how I knew my shirt guy was here. Michael saying the streets is saying it happened shortly after midnight. The 5 a.m. time frame is what the news says. That's interesting. Whitney. I had a gun pulled on me at a gas station, and I drove up to Heron Gear Lexus where my husband was. JPD wouldn't even respond to my call unless I drove back to the gas station. Capitol Police helped. Yep, thank you, Capitol Police. And Whitney, that's terrible. Whitney, I'm telling you, do not stop at Jackson gas station, girl. plan accordingly. Do not stop at Jackson gas stations. Ever, ever. Ever, ever. There's only one gas station in Jackson you can stop at. That's that Shell there by Whole Foods. She follows up and says that was over a year ago, but I knew JPD didn't give two shits. You would be correct. So I'm trying to listen to make sure I don't miss the commercial break coming back. Danny says, I thought the same thing. Both are wrong. One is dead wrong. Michael said he didn't get his stickers when he got his hoodie. Michael, I was out of stickers when I first started shipping hoodies. They came in about 3 days later. You pre-ordered that hoodie. Michael, Michael, I beg you to email me, clay@wyab.com, clay@wyab.com, and let's get your, I need your number. Just talk show. I like that. Moved out of Jackson 14 years ago in Texas. Best move for my family. Absolutely. We're back. Welcome back in. Ooh, headphones loud. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Little train wreck radio this morning on WYAB.com, as well as streaming in 4K all over the video platforms, X, Rumble, YouTube, and, of course, the Book of Face, Facebook. This segment brought to you by our friends over at 042 Wine and Spirits. Guys, yesterday was their 2-year anniversary right there on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue. That's 042 Wine and Spirits. They've still got some bottles of their select private barrel select Four Roses bourbon. And I'd reached out to Brad last night and said, hey, man, just let me know what you got there. He said, man, we've still got a few bottles of that, and we're starting to get a bunch of other stuff in. Let me read this for y'all real quick. He said, we've got some really good holiday wines and allocated bourbons coming in daily. Be on the lookout for them only in store. So, look, they have been so good about getting wine that we've asked for. I've been trying to drink a little wine lately, trying to mix it up, not just Fireball. And every wine that we've requested, if they didn't have it, they got it. They got the Trump wine in. I've been tearing that up, son. I've been on a 2-week Trump wine celebration tour. That Trump blend, the red blend, is And they got the Chardonnay or whatever, the Zinfandel, whatever the other one is. They got it in there as well. But they got that Freak Show. I love red wine. They got the Freak Show in. They keep all the 19 Crimes stuff in stock, all the special edition stuff. As soon as it's available, they get it. They had the Frankenstein bottles. So swing by. They got a huge selection of all your bourbons, vodkas, tequilas, and, of course, massive selection of wine. I mean, I don't know this to be 100% accurate, but I can't fathom that another liquor store in Brandon or in Rankin County has got a bigger selection of wines to choose from. They have got that figured out, my friends. So swing by there, tell them I sent you, grab one of those rare, soon-to-be collector's edition bottles of 042 Wine and Spirits Private Barrel Four Roses Bourbon. All right, let's see here. I think I said during the break I wanted to read some of y'all's comments concerning this topic, and we got a pretty good story here from Whitney. And I read this online, but I want to read this for the radio audience too. And this goes back to exactly why I say never stop at Jackson gas stations. Whitney says, I had a gun pulled on me at the gas station, and I drove up to Heron Gear Lexus where my husband was. JPD wouldn't even respond to my call unless I drove back to the gas station. Capitol Police helped. You know, forcing somebody to come back to the scene of where a traumatic situation just happened feels like it's in bad taste, if nothing else. I mean, I understand from the police perspective why it makes sense. I get it. But if you got somebody that's all shook up and they're just right around the corner, why can't you just go over there and talk to them? Make them feel safe. I don't know. I don't want to feel like I'm rolling cops under the bus here because there's so many good ones out there, and y'all know that we support the hell out of police. I feel like I support cops enough that I don't have to apologize when I call some out. Because if I'm calling them out, clearly there's a reason why. But, thank you to Capitol Police, of course, for saving the day. Let's see here. Just going through some of these comments in live time here. Of course, I told Whitney, I said, girl, that's why you don't go to Jackson gas stations. And she goes, I work in Jackson, but I'll never stop in Jackson again. My husband tried to warn me. He was right. I bet you he likes hearing about being right. I know I do. I love it when she has to tell me I'm right. You were right, Daddy. No, not my daughter, by the way. Let's see here. LaQuintus says, check all the cameras coming down Suncrest and Robinson Road an hour back. Yeah, also, the streets is saying that this actually happened around midnight, not 5 a.m., that 5 a.m. story is something JPD put out there. Which makes you wonder, what was the gap in time from when the wreck happened to when it got called in? Did they really let that? There's no way they let that lady wreck and didn't go attended to for 5 hours. Especially if the car was on fire. Surely not. Surely he didn't sit there roasting like a bonfire for 5 hours unattended to at all. Like nobody else showed up. I mean, I guess anything's possible, right? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I got a text on the Guns and Gear text line that says, y'all keep it up, Clay. WYAB far outshines any and all talk radio stations in the state. Truth. BS, WYAB, Truth, or the other station is poop. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, Michael, for sending me your number. I'm going to lock you in, brother. Let's see here. David says, you're talking about showing up for work every day. The chief and your boss is a known active criminal. Who are you talking about? I think David may be a wokester. Says, my boss is a known active criminal. I don't have a boss. I'm self-employed, my friend. Self-employed. Just kind of strolling through here. Unknown texter on the Guns and Gear text line. Mr. Wade, it's a great day to be a Democrat, even though they fired my ass in the blink of an eye with no severance pay. Mr. Wade, I'm trying to get back to that. Bear with me 1 second here, y'all. I want to read this. All right, this is from the same guy that texted about WYAB. It says, Mr. Wade. I think he's imitating, let me tell you something, John. It's a great day to be a Democrat, even though they fired my ass in the blink of an eye with no severance pay. Mr. Wade, would you mind filling my cupped hands with a little bit of that soup there? Tee-hee. Let me clarify that I'm unemployed, Mr. Wade. The big tent has collapsed on my head, Mr. Wade. Do you think there's an opening there with you guys, Mr. Wade? That may only be funny to me, but I know what he's talking about. And I find that wildly hilarious. Wildly hilarious. Chris says he stopped at a Jackson gas station all the time with no problems in the so-called worst parts of town. Guess I'm lucky. Don't know. You're just playing with fire is what you're doing. And trust me, there's definitely worse parts of town. There ain't no so-called worst parts of town. There's 100% worse parts of town in Jackson. Now, don't even pretend there ain't no worse parts of town. Larry says, circling back to the stuff with the cops, failure to perform your sworn duties to serve and protect the people, they should be fired and charged. This is the only way this will stop. I agree. Let's see here. All right, let's take our last break of this hour. Come back. I got a bunch of stuff I want to hit hour two. But I wanted to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on this stuff. Whenever we get these big local stories like this, I like to talk about them. I like to peel the onion back and go deeper than just a 30-second news clip. I mean, no knock on the news folks. That's what they do. But I like to hear what the community thinks on these things. And I think the overwhelming majority is really upset with this. I mean, there could have been kids in that car. I'm not saying that what that woman did was right by any means. Even if she wasn't being chased, if she's hauling ass 100 miles an hour in a residential area, I mean, she fa-foed. But the cops don't know if there's anybody else in that car, innocent kids or something like that. When you look at it like that, from that perspective, they got to go. I mean, they got to be fired. I don't know what you charge them with. Neglect of duty or something like that. I mean, I know that they can court-martial you for stuff like that in the military. Is there a civilian police version of that? We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. All right, guys, let's see. Y'all give me a minute. I'm going to have to take this break. I got to, I'll wait. We got the 7-minute one coming up. I can do it then. John says it's conduct unbecoming. But is that actually a charge or is that just a reason to be fired? Danny says, years ago, prominent JPD officer that everyone would know told me that there was plenty to do being an officer, but if he wanted to hang out at my girlfriend's house, I can do that too. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I get it. When you're riding around in a car all day and your job is to be in the community, there's plenty of ways to F off. And I'm not against some people effing off. But when it's time to work. Whitney, going back to more gas station stuff, said she was at the gas station right in front of Kiefer's, which is a very popular spot, and it happened at 10 a.m. There's no safe gas stations in Jackson. The only one that I'll stop at, and I was there the other day because somehow or another I got caught slipping and ended up in Jackson and needed gas, and I had my family with me, and I didn't want to take a chance of running out of gas trying to get back to Rankin County. I did get gas there at the Shell in front of Whole Foods. The guys that work there are all really nice. They recognized me at the gas pump, came out talking to me and stuff. But that's it. I can't think of another one. Yeah, I see what John said. That's reason it's not a charge. Yeah, definitely reason to fire them for sure. I'm just curious if is there a charge they could hit them with. But probably not. Being lazy isn't against the law, unfortunately. Let's see. Chris says, no, most likely the fire department showed up once call came in. They're doing the best they can do. Chris, are you making excuses for these people? I think the fire department does a really good job for the most part. They ate up with a little bit of wokeism, but John says that Trump wine knocks that bad Democrat aftertaste out your mouth. It does taste good. It tastes a little bit better when he won. All right, now, Helena says, what was the lady running for, though? Was she scared of something? I mean, we don't have the whole story, do we? No, I mean, Helena, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there. And we can play that angle. But, look, women been on a tear. There's a bunch of girl thugs in Jackson, too. Been on a tear lately. shooting one another and doing drive-bys. I mean, it sounded like she probably riding dirty and didn't want to get caught and go to jail. Probably had warrants. That's what I would lean to. Probably had warrants and was going to go to jail if she got pulled over. That's why 99% of these things happen. They got warrants and they're riding dirty. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We got about 30 seconds here. One comment, Helena said, what was the lady running for, though? She goes, was she scared of something? She goes, I mean, we don't have the whole story, do we? And she has a valid point there. But I also say she was probably had some warrants, was probably riding dirty. You know, marijuana is still illegal in Mississippi, believe it or not. Was probably riding dirty and knew that she got pulled over. It was going to smell like a marijuana factory in there, and she's probably going to go to jail. That is my assumption. All right, we'll be back in 7 minutes on the Clay Edwards Show. All right, guys, bear with me. I need 2 or 3 minutes to get my stuff together here to get on to the next part of the show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here online on the Clay Edwards Show. Boom goes the dynamite. We're back live for hour 2 of the Clay Edwards Show here on 103.9 FM WYAB. Of course, we are streaming in 4K video right over there on X, Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. Just type in Save JXN, all one word, and it'll take you straight to my page. Hit subscribe. Hit like on the video you're watching. That way the algorithm will know to show you more of me. That's always a good thing, right? And if you're on YouTube, you can hit a little bell there for notifications. I think you can do that on Rumble as well, because I get notifications on videos that I follow on content creators I follow on Rumble too. So wherever you're at, just sign up for notifications, and when I go live or I post a new video, you'll be the first to know. I posted 3 videos in the last 24 hours, 2 yesterday afternoon or evening, and then 1 this morning at 5:30. All little news stories, little segments. They seem to be pretty popular looking at the views, so I appreciate you guys on that. All right, man, real quick, segment is brought to you by our brand new partner here on the show. Really excited. I've been wanting a fine dining restaurant on the show since we started, and I've been looking for a fine dining establishment, but look, it's always got to be a good fit. Everything's not a good fit. All money ain't good money, as they say. And one of my good old buddies reached out after the election night and says, man, I enjoyed the election night coverage. I want to be a part of the Clay Edwards Show, and I would like to welcome the Manship to the show. You've been hearing the ads, but this is my first time to get to talk about the Manship, and really, really excited about that. Appreciate Steven and his team coming on board. Guys, look, it's the holiday season is upon us, and a lot of you are always looking for somewhere to have your little holiday get-togethers, whether it's for family, business, anything like that. The Manship's got you covered. They have private rooms that can accommodate anywhere from 5 to 100 people. I actually went to a fundraiser there with Fred Shanks last year for one of our legislators. Don't remember who off the top of my head, but food was phenomenal. I've eaten there once or twice before. The food is great. They've brought back the shish kebab, the steak shish kebab. Apparently that was a very popular item that had left the menu. It's back. Happy hour. You know, I love a happy hour, good happy hour. I foresee me and Sean there at Manship here soon for happy hour. They got half-price pizzas at happy hour. Y'all thought I was going to talk about drinks? They got half-price pizza at happy hour, and these are those wood fire pizzas. Really, really good. And look, man, of course, you know, they got you taken care of for all your fine dining. You want to go get a great lunch? They got a great lunch all day for $15. Check out their Facebook page for the menu. Just go to the Manship. They should pop right up. Just type in the Manship. Located right there on is it on State? It's technically on State Street, right across from the Baptist Hospital there. Literally right up under the crosswalk. Located right there on State Street. Look, it's been there for a while now. You guys know how great the Manship is, and how great of a job they've done there. Going back to the happy hour, they have $5 select bourbon shots and drinks, and tons of frozen drinks to battle the heat. I'm going to be telling you way more about it. I had a bunch of fancy notes written, and I can't access my notes right now on my phone. But, look, I could talk about good food all day. We just want to welcome the Manship to the family, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about them. They got your holiday catering needs covered as well. Go check out their Facebook page. They got all the options there, their holiday catering menu. But you really want to show out? You want to show out? Get some catering from the Manship and lie and tell everybody you cooked it. You will forever be the guy that has to cook, or the girl that has to cook for your family moving forward. So be careful. You may not want to tell them you cooked it. Say, no, I got this at the Manship. All right, more coming about them soon. I just want to welcome them to the show. That's the Manship. Got you covered for all your holiday catering and holiday party needs coming up starting now. All right, let's jump back into it. Guys, you remember the story a while back. You may remember the Ayran Brotherhood. What a transition. The Ayran Brotherhood copper thieves working for the Mexican cartel that were stealing copper out of the metrocenter. Yes, it was a crazy story. What a time to be alive in Jackson, Mississippi. Well, there's been a bust. Are they related? I mean, I haven't seen the news or anybody else try to piece this together, but I have. I'm typing in. I want to play the old story too. I got the new one pulled up, but I want to be able to bounce back over to the old story as well, because I think it's, yeah, there we go. I just want to get this one queued up and ready. I know this is really unprofessional radio here, doing this in live time, but this is the Clay Edwards Show. I never promised I was professional at all. In 3 seconds, I'll be able to move on to the other thing here. All right, got the old one queued up. Let's do that. Let's play the new one, and then we're going to pivot over to the old one and revisit this story. They arrested 4 white people in Jackson, Mississippi at one time. When was the last time 4 white people got arrested in one fell swoop in Jackson at one time? I mean, the 90s? I mean, somebody, I'm sure the cops have like bingo cards, little goals for the day. Like in sales, you ever got a hat trick that's selling 3 cars in a day? I mean, in Jackson, do the cops there have like hat tricks or some kind of bonus if they actually arrest white people? Anyway, see, I can make racist jokes about white people. I think it's funny. I can laugh at my own people, and they look like they're strung out on meth too. Racist jokes are funny.
Were called to metrocenter Drive for a burglary and 4 people are behind bars this morning for business burglary along with other charges. Jackson police were called to metrocenter Drive for a burglary on Thursday. 4 suspects had forced their way on the lower level of the Burlington department store. After receiving a description of the suspects and the suspect's vehicle, officers made the arrest. The vehicle used was a 2002 Chevrolet Silverado truck with a switch tag. Guns, burglary tools, and copper wire were found inside. William Floyd, Johnny Henry, Rachel Stepp, and Zach Williams were booked in jail for several charges.
They look rough, too. They look rough.
Your outdoor space could probably use some sprucing up.
Scratch that. Let's go to the other video here. And this is where it gets interesting, because I'm curious if these are our Ayran Brotherhood folks. And I don't actually believe that the Ayran Brotherhood was ever involved in this. I think this is a completely fabricated lie. But for the sake of entertaining radio this morning, I guess that's up for debate, if this is actually entertaining or not. Now, that happened at the Metro. What they didn't tell you there is they got arrested at the Metro Center, breaking into the Burlington Coat Factory. I don't know why they didn't mention that, but that's where that happened at, was the Burlington Coat Factory on the lower level at the Metro Center. Well, did nobody think that might be relevant to this story from back on September 30th? We don't even have to jump very far in the Wayback Machine for this one. I mean, this was one of the most downloaded podcasts and episodes and clips that I've ever produced on this show. So I just found it weird that nobody thought to mention it other than me. Here we go. WLBT.
Something you see on a movie set, but a Jackson filmmaker encountered armed thieves while building his studio at the Metro Center. As Rosalind Anderson reports.
I thought we had. Now, I went back last night because they had a bad version of this. This must be the bad version. Because I'm not going to play that audio on there for y'all, make y'all listen to that. All right, long story short, if you don't remember, they've turned the Metro Center into a movie studio. There's a company over there that's bought part of it or leasing part of it or something or another, and it's a big movie studio. And they're claiming that people have been breaking in, which I 100% do believe people have been breaking in the Metro. I never want to underestimate people's ability to break in things in Jackson. I respect their ability to do that. But man, they really put it on thick with this. They said that they were Ayran Brotherhood, and they were stealing all the copper out of the Metro, and they were exporting it out of Jackson, exporting it to Houston, where they were then linking up with the Mexican cartel, and they were buying the copper. Well, why would they? The cartel is doing copper now? Is the drug business getting slow? Now, what they've done here is they've been racist. There's been some racisms here. They're just assuming that all white trash, methed out white trash, are Ayran Brotherhoods. That's racist to do that, by the way. That's racism to just assume because they're white trash and have tattoos on their neck and they're strung out on meth, to just assume their Ayran Brotherhood is racist. Maybe they're good Christian folks that have just fallen on hard times. You should be lifting these people up, not talking bad about them in their worst moment. That's what y'all tell me all the time. You got to lift them up, Clay. Did you ask them if they needed any help? Did you ask them if they needed a cheeseburger? So they even had videos and pictures of all these people when they originally presented this story. They had a picture of them being the Metro Center people pointing an AR-15 at a Suburban full of white trash. They had another picture of a guy on a roof. They had another one of a guy on the side of the building that literally stood there and smiled for the picture. But they were never able to make any arrests on this. I mean, you held a guy at gunpoint. Did JPD never show up? Well, after the events of this weekend, I definitely have an easier time believing that. Probably passed right on by the scene of an accident. Must have been shift change at JPD. Like, how did you have all this footage and these pictures, but the cops never showed up and arrested them? Sounds like an insurance scam to me. I'm just saying, allegedly, of course. Allegedly, of course. But now, fast forward a month and a half, and you got some white trash meth heads breaking in Burlington Coat Factory to steal some copper. Allegedly, of course. It's just all too stupid to be stupid. But that's Jackson for you. And then, of course, people, I'll quit saying of course, I promise. I've realized I've said it way too many times in this segment. Then you actually get some meth heads break into the place, and everybody automatically just assumes because they're white trash that they're Ayran Brotherhood. So I put this on YouTube last night, and somebody commented and went into a rather lengthy reply about the exact conversation I'm having, that, you know, it's dangerous to just assume that all white trash meth heads are Ayran Brotherhood. You know, the Ayran actually has some really strict codes and conduct and stuff that they live by. I'm not much of a specialist. I just saw it on Sons of Anarchy, so that may or may not even be true or not. Sons of Anarchy is really about all I know about the Ayran Brotherhood. Just being honest with y'all. But I want to pull this up here. I'm trying to get to my comments. And we're going to have to take a break, but we're going to do this first. My show, my rules. Breaking rules when necessary, right? Breaking rules when necessary. Let me, trying to find the video. Y'all give me 1 second here. When you do this in live time, it can be entertaining. And that's being sarcastic. Comments. Oh, man. Where did that guy's comment go? He had this like really long-winded comment about all this, and I thought it was really good. Hold on. It's got to be right here somewhere. Held, published. Well, that's weird. Let me try one more thing here. Again, I know this is riveting radio, but this comment's worth reading. I just got to click on the video and scroll down like that. When you use the YouTube dashboard,
most people have no idea that
it gives you access to the comments. All right, here it is. I don't know why I was hiding. All right. I think Dan said this is Danny White, but let's take it with a grain of salt. He likes to talk a lot. He says, checked with a few people I know, who knows a few people. I do not personally know any Ayran Brotherhood members, but I do know some people who do. Kind of like how you know some cops but aren't a cop and get the inside. These are not Brotherhood members or associates, none of the bike clubs either. These are just some homeless, drug-addicted junkies. Not all homeless people are junkies. As for Ayran Brotherhood, there are no Brotherhood members robbing anything in Jackson. According to them, Jackson is the blacks' territory. They have an agreement with the blacks on territory. Hey, that's from them, not me. Also, Brotherhood rules strictly forbid the use of addictive drugs in any abusive way, including alcohol. See, I was right about that. They don't mean you can't have a beer. Being an alcoholic is forbidden. Being a drug addict is forbidden in the Ayran Brotherhood. Breaking those rules have very severe consequences, and they have a very strict code of conduct. They do not condone law breaking or starting race wars and such. From my understanding and research, Peckerwoods and Featherwoods are the prison guys, but they are on the streets. Now. They are Aryan associates. Ayran Brotherhood are not industrialized racist as old SS and AB were. The reformed AB, the modern version, are not. They just want the right to buy land. This is very long, y'all. They just want the right to buy land, build communities, and live in communities they set up as a group to run that community and their own businesses, etc., without the government telling them what they can and can't do. Okay, I'm not going to read all that, but I thought it was interesting that the point I was making about it is the Ayran Brotherhood ain't in Jackson, Mississippi. The fact that these people that run the Metro Center or the police that told them this, whatever version of the story you choose to believe, is comical. To think that the Ayran Brotherhood is coming into Jackson, Mississippi and stealing copper. It's too stupid to be stupid, as I like to say. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. And I want to talk about MC. We're going to hard change of gears here. Mississippi College is changing its name and dropping football. I want to get y'all's thoughts on that. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. This segment was brought to you by Guns and Gear. Get over there today, Highway 51 North in Gluckstadt, Mississippi. Check out all the guns they have to offer. They've got a military surplus in, or they did a few weeks ago. I'm sure some of it's still available. They got the home of no limit ammo. They got all your accessories. And, of course, they can take care of all your gunsmithing and Cerakoting needs as well. Check them out online. Brand new website, gunsandgear.co, located on Highway 51 North in Gluckstadt, right there at Yandell Road. That's Guns and Gear. Locally owned, locally operated. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on WYAB. Of course, streaming in 4K all day online. Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. Just search Save JXN. Also, this segment, I was going to say more, but y'all know where to find us, man. I ain't got to tell y'all every time we come back from a break. You know where we're at. You're watching. You're listening. You already know. This segment brought to you by my friends over at Lakeland Glass and Tint. Guys, Lakeland Glass and Tint says it all. The name says it all. They're on Lakeland Drive. They do glass and tint. No, I'm kidding. Look, man, they've been there for years now. You can check them out online. Get a free quote today at lakelandglassandtint.com. Just type it like you say it. lakelandglassandtint.com. Get a free quote today. Man, there's so much more than a glass and tint shop. They got you covered on all your windshield and automotive glass repairs and replacements. Boom. Every new windshield comes with a free rock repair chip card for one-time use. So whether you pull out onto Lakeland Drive and you get a rock pick right then, or you're out on some dirt road somewhere 5 years later and you get a rock pick, bring it, hold on to that card, bring it in, boom. They're going to do the stop, crack, fix thing for you at no charge one time throughout the ownership of that, throughout the lifetime of that windshield. Of course, they can handle all your window tinting, home, car, or business. Also, they can wrap your vehicle, turn it into a rolling billboard, or just put one of them fancy new multicolor flip-flop or flat black paint job looking things on it. Paint job looking things. You see all these cool flat colors now on vehicles, or these cool like chroma mist colors where every angle looks like it's a different color. You know, that's very expensive to get painted. Go get it done as a wrap. You get tired of it, yank it off. I mean, it's not cheap, but I mean, neither is getting your vehicle painted. Anyway, they can do it all. They can also handle all your ceramic coating needs, help protect your vehicle's clear coat and paint from all the elements in Mississippi. It does way more than just protect it from the heat. There's a lot of road grime, especially when it rains a lot. You just get all that crud up on your vehicle, like this morning. Good ceramic coating can take care of all that. They use Expel tint and ceramic coating products. They are rated best in all of America, and Lakeland Glass and Tint was voted or won. I don't know how exactly that happens, but they were awarded the Installer Dealer of the Year. I think the last 2 years, most likely going to be the last 3. So check them out, lakelandglassandtint.com, where quality matters. Give them a call today, 601-946-1000. All right. Mississippi College. I actually found something else I wanted to talk about, but I said we were going to talk about this, so we are for a minute. Mississippi College is changing its name. Our buddy, Mr. Russ Latino, broke this story yesterday with this tweet right here. Let me pull that up. And, man, I didn't expect it to go as nuclear viral as it did about a little old Christian college in Mississippi changing its name and dropping football. But, man, things got 578,000 views. So, clearly, he hit a spot with this one. Mississippi College has announced it's changing its name to Mississippi Christian University, and that this football season will be its last. And it just ended. They will not be playing football anymore. Russ goes on to say that the NIL era has fundamentally changed the landscape for smaller programs, forcing schools to reprioritize. MC will, however, honor the scholarships of those current players. I like the name change. Anytime you put Christian into something, I'm cool with it. Mississippi Christian University, they get to keep their logos and all that because it's still MC. I can be down with that. Not that they care what Clay Edwards thinks. I've never spent a penny at MC, never plan on it. But kudos to them for the name change. Let's talk about the NIL stuff for a minute. I don't know necessarily that that's what this has to do with. That sounds good. That football stadium is sitting on some very valuable real estate. And you got to, it does have to start making dollars versus cents, right? Is the football program making money or losing money? It's probably losing money. They're building that massive new development that on school land, I believe, if I remember correctly, right across the street from them there on the corner of Spring Ridge Road and Highway 80. I think this is probably more of a real estate thing than it is anything. Now, that's just me speculating. If somebody else knows different, by all means. But I don't have a problem with it. If football ain't working for you, scrap it. Meritocracy should win the day. Now, they're keeping the other 17 sports, intercollegiate sports that they have. Did y'all know that MC was the first school in the country? If I'm reading it right here, the first school in the country to award a woman a degree. Let me read the quote here. It says, MC became the first co-educational institution in the United States to grant a degree to a woman in 1831. You know, for all the hell that Mississippi gets for being backwards and Bible thumpers and rednecks, and we make our women's go in the voting booth and vote for Donald Trump. You do us right now, baby. You do us right. Did you vote the right way? Well, we were down here giving women degrees before any Yankees were. Huh. Funny how that works. Funny how that works. Honey, you vote the right way? You pulled out a lever for Trump, didn't you? That commercial was so stupid. Anyway, I do like that they're going to honor the scholarships. I mean, those guys hit the jackpot, didn't they? I mean, I don't want to take anything away from somebody that still wanted to play sports ball and all that, but you getting to go to get a great education from MC. I mean, I don't think anybody can argue what a good school MC is. You go get a great education, and now you don't have to get hit upside the head and play football to do it. Because let's be honest, how many players from MC or just lower level in general like that have a chance to make it to the next level? Not many. Not many. The ones that do can transfer if that's what they want to do. But, man, you get a free education. You know, think about that, man, especially if you're a freshman coming in. You get 4 years free and you don't have to play football. Jackpot. Score. Sign me up all day. Sign me up all day. Corinthians says, no, you're right, Clay. It is a real estate thing. Let's see here. The chat's showing the screen top to bottom in order, and in my chat box that I read in the program here that I use, it's the other way around. So sometimes I get these things a little out of order. Chris says, shaking my head, the NIL didn't do that, but losing has. Well, a lot of programs lose. I don't know if losing has anything to do with it. I mean, I guess if you need money from alumni, but I don't know. Do alumni really get behind Division II schools and donate money for the program? I mean, I'm not saying they don't. You just never really hear about it. Yeah, I don't know if it's an NIL thing. Let's take a call here on the Mazda of Jackson phone line. Hey, you're on there.
Hey, this is Luke. I wanted to say that I went to MC, and one of the problems with the football program is it just costs so much. Supposedly last year they lost about $1.7 million on that program. I do think real estate plays a part in it, but that's a big pill to swallow for the school, and they're not doing good financially.
Yeah, I don't know about the finances, but you have to assume if they're dropping football that there's a problem somewhere, right? I mean, because that is your bellwether sport for any school is your football program. I mean, everybody rallies, yeah, especially in the South. Great point there. I mean, look, my pastor Terry played out there at MC after high school. We went to high school together and stuff, and I know a ton of guys who have played football at MC over the years. Those were the first people that came to mind when they said that they were doing this. I mean, the name change is one thing, but to cancel sports is a whole nother. And like I said, first thing I got to thinking about last night was the real estate that stadium is sitting on. And they did say they were going to build a new building. I don't know if it's going to be in that spot or what they plan on doing. But, they are doing that other huge mixed-use development across the street from it. And I believe that was school land, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they own about half of that.
Okay. All right. So going to be interesting to see how all this shakes out. So you're an alumni there, you said?
I am, yes.
When did you graduate?
2023, spring.
Cool. Congratulations, brother. Appreciate you listening, Luke.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Yeah, interesting there. That's a bitter pill to swallow. It really is. I mean, I'm trying to, for as negative as I can be all the time, I'm really trying to put a positive twist on this, just for the sake of the athletes. I mean, you do get to get a free education without having to get hit upside the head. But look, I know a lot of guys play for the love of the game, but you hate it for the alumni. I mean, you hate it for the former players. I mean, look, I didn't go to college. I went to Hines, but I didn't go to a university. Look, my high school doesn't even exist anymore. Byram is just a thing of yesteryear. Does not even exist anymore. I know they moved it to Terry, now they call it Terry, but that ain't Byram. If it ain't got the same name, it ain't the same school. It may be where they send those kids now, but it ain't the same thing. It's like Wingfield don't exist anymore. It's weird. I mean, that's life. Things evolve. I get it. But it's still strange to drive through Byram, and where my high school used to be is a Chick-fil-A. The Walmart's where the football field was. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to clear something up. I know that a lot of players have gone I know a lot of players have gone from D2 to the pros. I'm just looking at MC's record the last few years, and I'm guessing that maybe some there aren't going to make it to the pros. So, yeah, tons of players go from the D2 to the pros. Hell, a lot of Hall of Famers go straight from the D2 to pros. But with that said, with the NIL, a lot of those players now going to bigger schools. You're seeing less and less of it. But yeah. Somebody mentioned that. Al Chu mentioned that. I just want to make sure I cleared that up. I do agree with you, Al. Sometimes I just get to run in my mouth and I don't clean everything up. Yeah, Al also says, I was there for 5 years and they let that program be run down. We spoke about plenty of issues with the staff, but we were ignored for years. Alumni at MC was fire. Yep. Al, thank you for the text this morning, for the comments. Angela, Mike Magazine. Good morning, Angela. Says, we will probably see other universities shut down football programs across the nation. I'm curious, is it going to be a domino effect? Do we start seeing more and more of it? I'd heard of some others, in other parts of the country folding their programs. I don't remember who at this point, but it has been going on. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of reading those comments before I read them out loud. Al says, they kept the same coach for 10 years knowing he was garbage. We had plenty of talent, which you can look up. They allowed a single coach to lose them that money. It makes you scratch your head, doesn't it? Like, how can somebody be bad at their job and keep it? Corinthian Sanders, for mayor of Jackson, says, the MC has about 150 acres neighboring the city of Jackson, Buddy Butts Park, which is another 220 acres in it itself. I mean, great land for economic development and expand Clinton. Look, my friend Christy actually just texted me. They run the go-kart track back there. And look, I've kept up with Buddy Butts Park for a long time. I'm a fan of Buddy Butts Park and the go-kart track and the old World War II stuff, the history, the Mississippi River Basin model. I love going over there. I just wish that was in Clinton. And there was an offer by Clinton to take over that park somewhat for Jackson. And it was going to be a really good deal for Jackson. And the mayor said, no, not today. No. You ain't taking nothing from Jackson. They'd rather it run down, not take care of it, and let it be a trash hole than they would have the perception that the white city took it from them. We're getting ready to come back from the break. I'm going to take a little bit of silence here so I'm not talking over the intro. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, live here on WYAB. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Johnny's Pizza House right out there in Gluckstadt, Mississippi. Guys, get by Johnny's today and get a little slice of Louisiana life. That's right, Johnny's, based out of Louisiana or founded down in Louisiana. They got so many great, flavorful pizzas for you to choose from. Man, they even got a muffaletta over there at Johnny's. You can get a muffaletta and you get a muffaletta sandwich, a quarter muffaletta with chips and a drink for only $5.99 at Johnny's Pizza House. Need a little affordable lunch? Did you know you can get a pizza and a drink at lunchtime starting at $6.99 for a one topping? Any one topping, $6.99 with a medium drink at Johnny's Pizza House. Dude, you can't beat that. Look, man, they got all the great specialty pizzas too. I got a buddy that lives up in Gluckstadt, so we'll go out sometimes and I'll just crash at his house instead of having to get an Uber or navigate my way back to Brandon. They got try the Hog Heaven. It's revved up with smoked ham, bacon, sausage, spicy smoked andouille, jalapenos, mozzarella cheese. They got other pizzas like the Maui Wowie. It's a taste of island life with sweet pineapple, smoked ham, bacon, and mozzarella cheese. Or try the Sweep the Swamp. It's a taste of crab and shrimp and Cajun spice, as well as jalapenos, onions, and delicious mozzarella sauce. That's Johnny's Pizza House right there in Gluckstadt, Mississippi, available for dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Johnny's Pizza House. All right, guys, I want to shift gears and hit some national stuff here for the last little bit of the show. I didn't get to talk about this yesterday because I wasn't here. How about that John Jones winning that heavyweight championship and giving it to Donald J. Trump after that fight? That arena, Madison Square Garden, chanting USA, 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 USA. I mean, I got the video of the walkout. I can't play it because it's got music in it that I'll get a copyright strike on the YouTube channel for. But, man, just the whole thing, just the vibe. We started using this word around election night, election day. And I brought it up a bunch. The vibe in America is changing. We're winning, baby. We're back. The good guys are back. Patriotism is back. Wokeism is dead. Donald Trump is back. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Project 2025 is upon us. Democrats are about to suffer. A smoking hot white chick just won Miss Universe, and they're big mad about it too, by the way. Big mad. She's actually an anatomical female. That's right. She does not have a penis on her, nor has she ever. And they're mad about it. We're winning, baby. Did y'all see that picture of Trump on the plane with his squad, hashtag squad goals, eating all that McDonald's? Got RFK Jr. eating McDonald's. Yeah, I just love it. Now, look, I'm incendiary and I talk a lot of crap and I have fun. But I love seeing this crew that Trump has put together, all these different personalities, these different people. There was a picture that was floating around on the internet from this whole plane trip, this trip to UFC, because it was RFK, it was Tulsi, it was Trump, it was Elon. Now, all these people used to be Democrats, and now they've come under the big umbrella to make America great again. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now if we could just get get some of these folks in Jackson to act right and get on up under this umbrella, we'd really be doing something. Let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, man, we got a technical difficulty there, brother. Try calling back. Not know what was going on there. I mean, we just get a few of these folks in Jackson to act right. I mean, we're so close to saving America. Yeah. Just put your little petty differences aside and let's do the damn thing. I don't have about 2 minutes left, so I want to hit this too. Do y'all remember a couple of weeks ago? Well, it's been a couple of months actually. I'm sitting here thinking about Michael Guest. this has been coming up a lot lately. Michael Guest having the audacity to conduct a sham investigation with his sham ethics committee on Adam Gates. Well, and then Michael Guest going to ban TikTok. Vote to ban TikTok. Meanwhile, all that insider trading still going on wide open there in D.C. See, we got a little video right here. I want to play this real quick. I know we got a call on hold. All right, here is where Adam Gates is taking a tour of the Capitol, and he's going by the ethics committee folks and talking about all the money they basically stealing. We're going to pick it up right here.
A lot of congressional stock trading. Sure. And we have members who are on the Energy Subcommittee of Appropriations, like Michael Guest, chairman of the Ethics Committee, and he's traded somewhere between tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars in energy stocks. He's been buying online gaming stocks and just making a killing on them. So you would think that the people that were on the ethics...
Let's see here. He bought, this is what Michael Guest bought. Bought Stock Act violator, or it says he's a Stock Act violator, bought energy stocks before the war in Ukraine, owns stocks in online gaming companies as they're getting ready to bring those online here in Mississippi, and bought NVIDIA 3 days before quarterly earnings. Sorry to the people online. I know I didn't have it clicked where y'all could hear it. Let's take a call real quick. Hey, you got about 30 seconds, brother. Hey, you're on there.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, you got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, hey, can you give us an update on that lady that filed the false police report?
I was told she went to jail, but I don't know. That came from the guy that filmed the video. Somebody told him she went to jail, but I have not been able to find out for sure. I was told she got arrested for a false police report.
Well, good. All right. Well, y'all have a great day.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I heard that Saturday, but that's unconfirmed. They said that old girl out at Renaissance did get arrested for. Somebody texted me and said that they were told she got arrested for filing a false police report. That's unconfirmed. I'm not reporting that, but that is what the scuttlebutt on the street is. All right, we got to take our last break. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show. All right, guys. All right, online audience, we're going to get up out of here. A bit of a cluster at the end of the show here. I wanted to try to squeeze some stuff in. I apologize. I wanted y'all to hear that video. I'll tell you what, I'm going to let y'all hear this video real quick while we're in commercial break. This is Michael. It's not Michael Guest. This is Adam. This is why Michael Guest don't like Adam Gates. That and he got rid of his old buddy that was the former Speaker of the House. I can't even remember his name off the top of my head, but that's why they don't. That's why they don't like Adam Gates. Make sure I got it where y'all can hear it. All right.
It's a sector that sees a lot of congressional stock trading. Sure. And we have members who are on the Energy Subcommittee of Appropriations, like Michael Guest, chairman of the Ethics Committee, and he's traded somewhere between tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars in energy stocks. He's been buying online gaming stocks and just making a killing on them. So you would think that the people that were on the Ethics Committee would be your best allies in this fight, but indeed they're some of the most prolific traders. And not only trading, but in the case of Mr. Guest, trading in an area where he has access to energy information more so than almost any other American.
All right, sorry, when you're going 100 miles an hour, sometimes you get names confused. It's Matt Gates, not Adam Gates. I know an Adam Gates is why I keep saying that. Yeah, I meant Matt Gates. Again, I apologize. So it's just the audacity of these people in Washington, D.C. Again, they're going after Gates because he got rid of their butt buddy, the former Speaker of the House. And they went after him and tried to get, they dumped all that money into that election down in Florida trying to unseat him. And he won by more votes this time. So, I'm done playing the good old Rankin County team player stuff because Michael Gates is my rep and he's a conservative and I'm a conservative. We different kind of conservatives. We different kind of conservatives. So, We call these folks out, man. You know, you ban TikTok because China, but we ain't banned that insider trading yet for Congress folks, for senators on the ethics committee. Yeah, what a joke. All right, guys, been a fun one today. Y'all stay blessed. Enjoy your day. Stay safe out there. Get out there, support these great sponsors that help keep this show rolling on down the tracks. Maybe you'll run into me somewhere. I support them. That's for sure. Y'all be blessed. Peace out. See you back here tomorrow with Sean York Karan here in the studio. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We get ready to land the plane for the day. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Wish I had got to some of that Michael Guest, Adam Gates stuff. Matt Gates. I keep saying Adam Gates. Matt Gates stuff there a little sooner, but every now and then the show takes a local turn, and we like to hit the local stuff. Every now and then I need 3 hours, and today was one of those days. I was just finding my sweet spot there. But, hey, that's how the ball bounces sometimes. Always leave them wanting a little bit more, right? Anyway, been fun today. Y'all stay blessed. Keep it tuned to WYEB all day. Make sure you're following me on social media. I don't save it all for the radio show. As I get stuff, I make videos about it. Follow me at SaveJXN across all social media and video platforms. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit share. We always upload the podcast too, audio only, Apple, Spotify, all those places. Search Clay Edwards Show. Bye.